Finally, you can't let him catch and shoot.
And Young lines up the three and hits it, and we've got a 2-point game. Harris battling Dietrichs into the paint, and a travel call on Elias Harris. A little hop.
Elias had the whole left side to work on. Dietrichs takes away the left hand, and Elias tries to come back to the middle with that great move we've seen him use so many times this year.
LMU now with a chance to take the lead with a three. They're on a 9-2 run. Here's Davis with Zachary way up, trying to trap him. Got it to Dietrichs, not a Teal. Back to Dietrichs. Missed the lay-in. Tip back Young, no good, out of bounds. Loyola Marymount basketball.
Loyola had some good looks at it, just couldn't put the ball to go in the hole.
Through Viney to try to tie it. Missed it. Harris the rebound. Here's Bolden far side. Matt to Villarino. Villarino in deep. Thrown hard to the floor. And he'll shoot free throws. He's a Texan. He's tough.
Built forward tough. That's exactly right. Now, what I used last time, Tonka Truck, this kid is really, and you got to admire him. I mean, he hadn't played a lot of minutes in the last, in 10 games probably, and now all of a sudden you're thrust into a game that's really tight. But that's what GJ does best, is that he goes to the rim. He's one of those guys that we were just talking about. Meach adds that runner to it. GJ has all that stuff when he gets in there. He can score once he gets into the paint.
Villarino showing some moxie for a freshman. It's a pretty good shot he took there from Young. Fought him off balance in the air. And then he hits 1 or 2 free throws.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when you set a long period of time and don't get a lot of minutes, you only get minutes in cleanup time, that psychologically messes with your mind. But GJ showing that, you know, coach is going to have some confidence in me, put me in this early in the game. I better show him what I'm made of.
There's Davis working on Villarino. Threw it into the corner. Young free ball. That one's short. Villarino lets it go out of bounds. And it'll be Gonzaga basketball with 2:17 to play first half. And they are winning it right now by 3. Gonzaga shooting 50. Actually, Gonzaga shooting 48%. LMU 52% right now. Too. Both teams used to a rock, driving high off the glass, too hard. Tip to Vernon Teal. Up to Young. Can he catch it? No. Teal throws it away. That's a big turnover for LMU.
Yeah, when you got the score where you got it, only down 3 points, you want to value every possession. You got to make sure you have eyeball-to-eyeball contact, or if you don't have that, you at least make the pass on the numbers.
Under 2 minutes to go now, first half.
Those are things a young team is going to have to learn.
And Teal called for the personal foul, the reach-in. He was really hounding G.J. Villarino.
That's a good foul because it puts the Zags into the bonus net.
Boy, Villarino's teammates have to come to him there, Craig, and help him out. Teal had him pinned on this half-court line.
Well, I agree with you in a sense, but G.J.'s also a point guard.
Yeah.
You don't goof around out here. You blow by the guy and then get your team set up. He's worried about getting them set up in offense, and you got to take care of the pressure first. Use that dribble, get by Teal, and then back it out and get your team into something. But you're exactly right. The other guys had their heads turned, too.
I mean, I look at that as kind of like a quarterback in trouble, and the receiver has to come back to the quarterback.
But I think the one thing GJ needs to learn, though, is if Teal does pressure in here, alleviate that pressure by using your dribble to go somewhere and then still get into the offense. I think that's what GJ gets a little scared about when he's on the floor, is that he's a very good one-on-one player, and he doesn't want to, take himself out of the ball game or have Coach Hugh think, I'm trying to go one-on-one.
Hamilton. There's Davis.
Ooh.
A foul called on Villarino. And that'll put Davis at the free throw line for Loyola Marymount, trailing by 5. It'll be 1-1 for Davis out of Queens, New York, averaging 10.4 points a game and over 3 rebounds.
It was a 36-34 ball game. Then the Zags put up the pressure on the defense, had 3 consecutive stops to that point. That's what makes you a good defensive team, if you can come up with 3 stops in a row, take away opportunities on the offensive end from the other team.
Matt Bolden back into the game for the final minute 29 of this first half as Mengistu Arap goes back to the bench. Davis with both free throws for LMU, making it a 3-point Gonzaga lead. Villarino still running the point. Here's Bolden far side. Teal there. Harris sets the screen. Bolden drives to the paint, got it to Villarino. 15-foot jumper, that's short. Sacre tipped it back. Harris got it and cleared by Hamilton. And here's Vernon Teal with his team down by 3. Davis will line up the 3 for the tie. That's off. Harris the rebound, Gonzaga. And back comes Bolden, under a minute to play now. Bolden to the baseline, left it for Harris. He missed the lay-in. Knocked out of bounds by Viney. It'll stay with Gonzaga. No, it won't. Woo. It's LMU basketball. Boy, that one looked clear from my vantage point.
Got the move by Matt Bolden. I mean, he got to the baseline, and I didn't think he had a chance of getting that ball into Lewis at all.
Teal driving the lane, knocked to the floor, no call, and Bolden with it for Gonzaga. We have a whistle as something was thrown onto the floor.
They'll warn them, right? They can't throw anything on the floor. The next time something comes on the floor, the students will be assessed a technical.
And there's the warning there. Boy, we've seen too much of this in the college game of late.
Come enjoy the game. Be a spectator.
Well, we saw it at West Virginia last week.
Yeah.
There was a game the other night that I was watching in the SEC. Same thing happened there. Gonzaga has missed 7 straight shots with 33.1 seconds to play in this first half. And they lead it by 3. Fans, be sure to tune into the Mark Few Show Sunday nights on KHQ in Spokane, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock on FSN Northwest. Each week, we bring you insight, interviews, and behind-the-scenes access to Mark Few and the Gonzaga basketball program. LMU is shooting 48% for this first half, despite the fact they've missed 6 straight shots. They've played well.
They have. And I tell you, what has impressed me the most with them is just their toughness, just their willingness to go out and just give it all. And sometimes it will cost you on the offensive end taking bad shots, but if you try to keep your kids down or your players down, then it hurts you more than it helps you. Or I think that by letting them play and just being tough with, number 9 team in the country, Coach Good just taking his chances the way he can.
Less than a second differential between the two clocks, so Gonzaga will play for 1 here. Here's Bolden. Expect him to take the shot. I think he's taken every one of these this year. And the double team got it to Stephen Gray. Gray, Harris. And that's the end of the first half. Well, Craig, your impressions of that first half? We got another good ball game between Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount.
Well, you and I have said it over the course of our whole career of calling Gonzaga games. They got a big bullseye on their back. They're going to get the best shot from every team. And I think when you got teams playing like Loyola, where they're in a whole kind of new sense of feeling of just having victories in the WCC, then you're going to get good efforts. But they also have a lot of talent. Drew Viney, hey, that guy can shoot. Vernon Till, he's a ball player. And Ashton Hamilton, I think he's been a real key to the three-point lead by the Zags right now.
Well, Loyola Marymount trying to get things back here at this school where it was in the late 80s and early 90s. One of the best, I guess, teams in the history of college basketball. If you like to watch points scored. Really exciting around LMU back in those days. This is the 20th anniversary of those teams, and this is actually one of the throwback nights. You'll notice that the uniforms, they're wearing white, and these uniforms are very similar to those worn by Bo Kimball and Hank Gathers, other than the fact that the shorts are a lot longer than they were back then. But Gonzaga and LMU about to tip it off here in the second half.
I'm just looking in their media guide. There's some still records that team holds. 122.4 points scored in it
per game
on an average is still in there. They had 28 games of